$10 doesn't really get you far these days, but can you actually get some good knife-related stuff for that amount of money? Maybe even a decent knife itself? We're going to answer that question in today's episode of KniFAQ, episode 236 of the series where I answer all your questions, sharp or dull. Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the KnifeCenter. We got Thomas behind the camera, helping out as usual.
Carrying.
This is going to go very well. One single question for today's episode because it's a good one and is worth spending a good amount of time on. EDC Academic asks, when making purchases, I sometimes find that the items in my cart fall a few dollars short of either KnifeCenter's free shipping threshold or the promo code threshold. We give away cool items with a promo code depending on your order threshold. What are some of the smaller accessory items in KnifeCenter's inventory that you enjoy and would recommend throwing in the cart so as to get the free shipping and or the free swag? Sure. This is, I thought this was going to be harder to come up with enough items that I could really recommend, but it actually was harder to narrow it down enough so that this was a reasonable length of a video. You actually can get some decent knives, not just knife accessories, under 10 bucks. I'll get to those real early on, but I want to start with, I think, the most universally useful thing for the broadest swath of viewers and customers out there. Right in the Rain makes waterproof paper in handy notebook sizes. This is a 3x5 for $7. You've got pseudo gridded paper that is tougher than your standard paper. You can still rip it, but it's a little more durable, and it's waterproof. It's not going to deteriorate. Your ink's not really going to run or smudge. I've got so many Right in the Rain things in various kits, various locations. Super useful and a real $7, real easy to throw on if you're nearing that threshold for one of those things. We're looking for some good gifts or stocking stuffers. We are starting to get into that season now. Yeah, $7. Everything in this video, however, is going to be $10 or less, just to keep things super simple. Still not quite there? Buy two things. How about something to write on the paper with? Two things. The Cold Steel Pocket Shark. It's 10 bucks. It is essentially a Sharpie style marker, not Sharpie brand, with a screw-on cap, and yes, it's a writing implement, but being a Cold Steel, they're a tactical company, and this is, an unbreakable, quote-unquote, permanent marker. It's very tough. You could use it in self-defense type of situations. At least that's what Cold Steel would have you believe. But very cool, very durable, nice in a workshop, certainly.
It's a pen mightier than the sword, pretty literally.
And Cold Steel wood, that's very on brand for them. Opposite end of the spectrum, this little guy right here. This is a replacement part for a Swiss Army knife, the pressurized pen cartridge that some of their handle scales can accommodate. This is less than $4, like $3.75. And it's a pressurized cartridge too, so it's essentially a Fisher Space Pen. It'll write upside down, underwater, through grease, that sort of thing, even in outer space after all. If the pen's not your game, if you have Swiss Army knives, check out our accessories, our replacement parts series on the website. You can get toothpicks, tweezers, extra springs, all kinds of stuff for very little money. I'm talking a few bucks. I'm looking at a toothpick right here that's 40 cents. You might need to buy a few of those to hit your threshold mark, but there you go. How about some knives, huh? You can get a decent knife. The knives you can get under $10 are not going to be very high on the totem pole, grant you, but they're not nothing. The Cold Steel Kudu Light, getting back to Cold Steel. This is $9.99 right now. It's a large knife, 4 1/4 inch blade, clip point, non-locking with that backing plate right there, providing the spring tension, injection molded handles. The steel is only 5CR series stainless. It's going to be something you're not going to be afraid to abuse, even if it's not going to hold an edge very long. And at 10 bucks, do you really expect more? Quite honestly, I mean, this is a big edge for big work for a little bit of time until you have to resharpen it. The snap on them is actually pretty darn satisfying too at this price point. Could do a lot worse than that for sure. One more item from Cold Steel, might as well, also at $9.99. The Microflight Thrower is an option. Yeah, it's not a 3-pack with a sheath that you can get if you spend more money, but it is a single solid steel throwing knife, 10 bucks, kind of cool. There's another shape too, I forget what it is, but there's another shape of Cold Steel Thrower at that $10 price point you could check out. How about the MAM Filament 3A folder right here, $9.95 at this point in time. Similar in style to like an Opinel type of knife, those French-made knives. This is a Portuguese knife, so pretty close. This is, like the Cold Steel, a non-locking knife. It has a little bit of tension provided by this collet around the wood handle. It's essentially a friction folder. Beechwood for that handle. What is the steel? It is stainless steel. Couldn't even be more specific than that, unfortunately. But again, 10 bucks. It's got a nice, classy, kind of crafty look. Look nice in an art studio or opening up the mail. If you open up mail anymore these days, might be showing my my age there a little bit. One more knife I want to talk about. It's almost an unwritten rule that it is impossible to have too many cheap paring knives in your kitchen because they wind up getting used for everything, anything and everything, especially by the non-knife people in your household who might use it for opening packages and all kinds of other things. You can get some of the Victorinox stuff under this price range, very limited amount, but the Gatco Everyday Kitchen series, there's a ton of options on small paring knives, steak knives, vegetable knives, and this one right here is about 8 bucks. Injection molded, stainless steel, hard to go wrong. Especially in like professional kitchens too, like the ones I've worked in, like they spend the least amount of money on paring knives because they get trashed or, well, trashed, you know, metaphorically speaking, or they accidentally wind up in trash cans all the time. You don't have to stress too much about them. 8 bucks for that bad boy right there. How about one more kitchen item I like? This is the Victorinox Rex Peeler. I actually own one of these myself, and even though it looks very simple, it's almost its simplicity that is its most endearing quality. It is a design that just works. It's way sturdier than it looks. I know that's saying something, but you know, it's not a flimsy knife. You know what I mean? Peels really nicely, and you've got a, you know, the spud thing. What do they call those?
Spud shovel?
Spud shovel. We're going to go with that. You know, if you've got you know, a growth on your potato, you can use this real nicely to just pop that right out of there without having to go get your paring knife or something else. I really like these. These are 9 bucks. The Rapid series, it's the same type of format, but you've got an injection molded handle instead. Or no, that is a stainless handle. 6 bucks for some of these, some of the options, depending on which you get. Hard to go wrong, quite honestly. What about a one-piece multi-tool? There's a few. I mean, the most famous, the Gerber Shard. You've got a pry bar tip with 2 screwdriver sizes technically, nail puller, bottle opener, and a Phillips head on the back. We've got this on sale right now for 5 bucks, or $4.95. Come on. A lot you can do with a little thing like that. We've also got the kind of new generation, the Shard DT. Now you lose the pry bar and flathead functionality, but you do still have the Phillips, you've got the bottle opener, and you've got a rudimentary package opener / scraper here on the side, all in a flatter, kind of neater shape than the original Shard. So it should still appeal, or it might appeal to a different aesthetic, we'll say. Yeah, check that out. Very cool. Those are about 10 bucks and a bunch of different colors and you know, patterns that you can get on them as well. Speaking of tools, how about this right here? This is the 9-piece micro bit or 4mm bit set from Roxxon. This is designed to work in tandem with some of their multi-tools, but at 5 bucks, it's also just a very affordable way to get a small selection of 4mm bits, which work universally. It's a standard size, so it doesn't just work with the Roxxon stuff. 5 bucks, very cool. You can always use extra bits, especially the like small T8s or T6s. You got this right here. How many people doing knife maintenance have stripped their T6 driver bit and been like, argh. There you go. You can get a few more right here. Speaking of knife accessories and screwing things in, how about some sheath attachment options? It's a cold fact of life that not every knife, fixed blade knife that has a sheath comes with an attachment method these days. And sometimes it tends to be the more expensive stuff that happens to. So you're probably hitting free shipping at that point if you're buying one of those more expensive knives. But this is an oft overlooked.
Don't lick the merchandise.
It's got to go back on the shelf. I'm not going to lick it, I promise. Often overlooked, cold steel with their SecureX C clips. There's 2 sizes. They come in 2 packs, 2 of the large and 2 of the small, not a mixture. Comes with the screw and post hardware you need as well. But it's a very handy J-style clip with modular slots on the back so it can fit all different kinds of hole patterns, whatever your Kydex sheath usually would be the case here, whatever your Kydex sheath has in terms of rivet holes, this will probably fit it. And it's easy on and off when you want it to be on or off, but it's gonna stay on your belt when you don't want it to. $7 for this. And then the Civivi T-clip. This thing is just an unbelievable bargain, quite honestly. It's less than $6. It has the same hole pattern as the Blade Tech Tech Lock, which means it's going to work with all kinds of different sheath options out there. And in the rare case that a Tech Lock wouldn't work, you've got the slots here instead of an extra set of holes, giving you more flexibility in mounting options. You've also got the adjustable belt width slider right here. So loosen this screw and you can tighten this down to your exact belt size. It doesn't lock closed like a Tech Lock does, but it's not something you would honestly really need all that often. It doesn't really, effectively lose you anything. This also comes with the attachment hardware. Even if you don't know you can use it right away, at less than $6, it doesn't hurt to have one laying around, I think. Accessories, got a few here. Best Techman lanyard right here, $5. A few different colors. You've got a skull bead on this one. Yeah, real easy. You don't have to tie your own, and you've got a bead. Be a nice zipper pull as well. On that front, how about some actual zipper pulls? This is from Exotac, the Tinder Zip. You can get it with the orange or a black thread. Don't let the orange scare you off. It's a zipper pull, right? But it's also survival gear because inside is fire starter, essentially. It's the live fire gear fire cord as the inner core. It's highly flammable, water resistant, very easy to light. You've always got it on you. That's kind of nice too. Morale patches, while we're talking about accessories. I mean, the selection here is huge. We've got, Prometheus Design Works. I think, Maxpedition, Half-Breed blades in this case. Maxpedition, did I mention Maxpedition?
Maybe.
Even Chris Reeve, there's under $10 morale patches, and there's a vast variety of different things to choose from that suit your personality. So that's always fun. Check those out. How about some knife maintenance items? Now, I don't often recommend a pull-through sharpener, but if you're gonna buy one, buy this one. This is the Worksharp Pivot Knife Sharpener. It's just under $10. The carbide blades here are not kind to your edges. They get them sharp, but it's a serviceable sharp, and it's a rough edge, and you're gonna spend time cleaning up that edge. If you go back later and you wanna actually have a nice edge again, it takes some work. But like I said, if you're gonna buy one, go with this. I like that the carbide blades here are convex instead of a straight V. That creates a little bit of a more effective edge in my opinion. You've also got ceramic pull through, and you've got a diamond plate on the side for some extra maintenance. All right, from here on out, everything on the table, except for this marbles thing right here, which we'll talk about in a minute, I actually own and use. So that comes really as close to an actual personal endorsement as I can ever make, because I like all of these things. We're talking knife maintenance here. I used to be very agnostic about knife lubricants, and in a way I still kind of am. I've always been a fan of mineral oil, but I've taken to using the Tough Glide from Century Solutions. It's not just a lubricant, it's also a cleaner at the same time. It's a CLDP cleaner, dry lubricant protectant. It's really nice. You can get it in this nice pen type of applicator with the needle-like tip, so you can get it in to crevices. This stuff cleans tape residue off of blades really, really nicely, like surprisingly nicely, actually. I also have and like their tough cloth. It's kind of the same stuff, but it's an impregnated cloth available in this little tin, or I guess it's plastic, this little bucket.
We'll go with bucket.
Bucket for home use. You can also get it, I have it over there, in a flat kind of Ziploc type or zip top type of bag. Really nice for cleaning a blade and protecting it. It kind of applies like a rust inhibitor when you use it. They're really cool. It's like $9 for the Tough Glide and $10 for the Tough Cloth right here. Highly recommended. Let's go. I guess we can categorize the rest of this stuff as kind of survival gear. This is the one thing over here that I don't actually own. Marbles 4-piece combo set. You get a lot here for $9.95 in this case. You get an aluminum whistle, I believe it's aluminum, a fire steel with a scraper striker, and a small button compass right here. And what I can say about these is they're surprisingly decent. That's high praise for a $10 4-pack set like this. I did mention we're coming up on gift giving season. Great inexpensive gift, especially for stocking stuffers, youngsters, scouts, that sort of thing. That could be really cool. Fire starting. Speaking of scouts, I was a scout. I liked to make fire. Stormproof matches are amazing. This is actual size, actually. You can strike these, it'll light. You can dunk the daggone thing in water and then pull it out and it'll relight itself. They talk about it being a thing. I'm like, there's no way. So I had to buy some and it works. If you're gonna use matches, for me, if I'm using matches in a camping or never been in a survival scenario, but in an outdoor scenario, it's because I can't get any of my other stuff to work. Either it's too wet or too windy, this, that, or the other. This is my fallback for that sort of thing. $8 and some change for this 25 count pack. There are more expensive options that we sell that come with nicer cases and that sort of thing, but because we're keeping it under $10, this is the one you get to see today. The Fox 40 Micro is my whistle of choice when I'm heading outdoors. Unlike the aluminum whistle that you could get in the marbles right here, this is a plastic construction that's highly durable. The advantage of plastic, if it is a very cold environment and you're using this in a survival scenario, you're not gonna, when you bring it up to your lips to blow it, your lips aren't gonna stick to the whistle. I like that. It's a pretty good option. The shape of it as well also contributes to its durability. It's kind of oval, distributes forces real well. You can sit on it, crush it, do this, that, and the other to it, and they stand up really, really nicely. And they're very loud too. This is one of the louder small whistles on the market. Check it out, $8 right there. Next up, this is the handiest portable set of tweezers I've found. This is actually mine because we didn't want to open the package for a new one. The Uncle Bill's Sliver Gripper. Well, I'm used to calling it Uncle Bill's, but it's actually just under the Sliver Gripper brand on the page. Oh, it does still say, well, mine says Uncle Bill's. They probably all still say Uncle Bill's. Very precise set of tweezers, which I use, or I have on hand primarily for tick removal. Yeah, you can use it for other stuff too. Absolutely, certainly, but for tick removal, that's pretty cool. You can get it in a small plastic vial, or this, instead of a vial, you can get it with this folded piece of metal here, which interfaces with the hole and turns it into a keychain set of tweezers. Protects the tips so they're not gonna poke you or get dulled, and it's not, like, it doesn't get out. It doesn't pop off real easy either. You gotta very conscientiously take it off. Very, very cool. $8 whether you get it with the keychain attachment or the vial. It is the same price. How about a flashlight? Keychain item here. The Olight i3E. Am I holding that the right way? There we go. $10, 90 lumens, a single AAA, stone dead simple operation. One brightness level, twist on and off. This version right here does say KnifeCenter on it. We do occasionally offer this as a promo item. So the one you can go buy won't have the KnifeCenter logo on it, but it's otherwise the same. And depending on which color you get, you can spend a little bit more money, but you're just looking for a basic keychain flashlight, it's hard to get simpler and easier than that. All right, when I'm camping, I hate to say it, but the activity that gets done the most, more than any survival or skills or this, that, and the other, is we have a good time and we like to eat. So we're gonna need some things to do that. K-Bar makes some cool injection molded items here, such as their chopsticks. These are about $9.80. You've got the Crunch, a spoon straw combo. You can actually see through there. That actually works as a straw, and if I suppose in a survival situation that might help you get in to some water seeps that you might not be able to get to without a straw. Or they say you can drink the milk out of your bowl, but why don't you just drink the bowl when you're finishing your cereal? That's about $9. This right here is probably before they came out with either of these two items, this was the thing that kind of introduced the world to the polymer K-Bar accessories. This is the Tactical Spork. It's got a hidden serrated blade right there. It's not gonna cut cardboard great, but it'll cut your dinner pretty easily. $9.80 for that thing right there. While we're on the subject of K-Bar, playing cards. Great camping activity right here, $8, and we've got K-Bar. And I'm not gonna take it further out than this, but the cool thing about it is they've got information essentially on the fronts of all of these. This is a wayfinding mark right here. Continue forward. They've got different turns, all kinds of different directions on the face of the card. So not only are you enjoying yourself, spending time with your friends, playing a card game, you might actually learn something. I know that's not the funnest thing in the world, but hey, it might just save your life one day. Last but not least, the way we started this video was with something that I think is like the most universally useful, that the most people could use, and I'm gonna end the same way. Cordage. You can never have, even if you never leave, if you never step foot off the beaten path, you can never have too much cordage while you're living life. We really like Atwood rope here at the Knife Center. They are very high quality overall. 550 paracord right here. You got your outer core and your 7 inner strands, 550 pound breaking strength. A favorite in survival circles because you can do so much with it between cutting it and removing the cores, doing different stuff with different parts of it. Plus it's just really strong, yet still pretty thin cordage in general. This is 100 feet right here for $9. Pretty cool. And the other thing, I use a lot of this from Atwood. It is their micro cord. This is 125 feet of it at $5, 100 pound breaking strength, and yet very, very thin. As you can see, I've got a bunch of different colors of this back at my place. They also make their nano cord, which is even thinner. That's about a 36 pound, I want to say, breaking strength. I really find the micro cord is the sweet spot for me, especially because I got bigger fingers. It's the smaller the cordage gets, the harder it is for me to actually manipulate it. A lot of cool stuff. This is probably the biggest amount of stuff we've had on a table, almost, and yet the least amount of money that's been out on the table at one time. Probably.
No, we've had a bigger table.
Right, that's why I said almost there. But this is probably like the least amount of money that's in terms of inventory that's been concentrated on the table here. A lot of cool stuff. I hope you could find something useful, whether you're trying to hit a dollar threshold for free shipping or the promo code or not. Useful stuff here. You can always see our latest newsletter and latest promos. We'll leave a link for that down below. I do believe we can have the promos on that page.
We can put any kind of link on there.
In the meantime, if you want to get your hands on any of these items, we will leave links in the description as well. Those will take you to KnifeCenter.com. And don't forget about our long-running Knife Rewards program, because the least thing we can do when you buy any of these things is give you some free money to spend on your next one. This is also the part where I usually mention Sezzle as one of our payment options at checkout. It lets you break up your order into, I believe it's 4 payments. You should probably know that by now. But it seems kind of silly to mention that on an item or a video where everything's $10 or less, but hey, I'll mention it anyway. I just did. There you go. That's all we've got for now. Let me know what you thought of these items in the comments. Let me know what your favorite alternatives are for this concept down there as well. David C. Anderson from the Knife Center, signing off. That's Thomas behind the camera. We'll see you next time.